It's been a while since the last video on the digital flags, and we have quite made some progress in the time that started this year. It is the networking which was now made possible. We set up the network communication of the flags with the UDP protocol, and we set up a server and a client, and the client will report to the server as soon as it's taken, and the server will count all those points that are generated and report them via another UDP message to all the clients. They will pass this transportation of data and show all the points in their flag. You will see that later. Another thing is that I had some shaky stands, and I generated a more robust tripod for the flags. You might see it here. It's all made with bolts and wing nuts, and I have a scale here so you can adjust it to be standing in balance. So even on uneven ground you can adjust it to just show an upright position, as you might see from all the flags being located here. Another thing is we came across with the programming of the network code, and the result of that was also that I kicked all the recoil code out of the flags, because the recoil game app is obsolete, as it is just assisted by mobile phones up to Android 9, and all the modern phones now from 10 on, they will not be assisted by the recoil game app, so it's of no use to have that in the flags anymore. Another thing is that we realized when using the network code that we do not need all the stuff in the client flags anymore. You might have seen in prior videos that we have this controller box with a button, with a OLED display, and a lot of stuff inside, which of course becomes obsolete when the flag is instructed by a master flag. So for the client flags I just stripped it down to just the ESP8266, an IR sensor, and a switch to switch it on. So that's all. This of course makes the flag a lot more cheaper and less soldering, less time. And I will show you the new simple client flag later on. Another thing is we discovered that with generating this network code we can also play together with the SimpleCoil app, as the SimpleCoil app also assists in the UDP messages, and we achieved SimpleCoil to start the game also on the flags via a Wi-Fi network. And the flags can be put to an end of the game either by the app itself, or the app can be ended, the game in the app, by completion of the tasks. It means all points have been reached by the flags, so it's vice versa. We are playing with a dedicated server, and what we intend later on is that also all calculations that are being done in the master flag are being carried out in the SimpleCoil app. So that will be the one server, and we will just have clients that are instructed by one app. So for the simple flag, you saw this cap. You can also take a simple cap which you put on a drain pipe like this one. So this had been printed out by a 3D printer, but you can as well use the cap drill a hole into it, put the IR sensor here, cut a hole for the switch, and then it will be operative as well. All you need then is also this kind of battery pack, which is attached to the ESP, and then you're done. Okay, I will switch on the flags. I've prepared 3 RK45 to carry out the game, and you will see how the flags behave with the new programming. We have one master flag. I guess you can tell that also from the color, because I generated a new one in recoil colors, and the rest are set up as client flags. I still do have 3 of the older ones with still the control head on top, but they will be exchanged in course of time by all the simple version. So the normal program of the client flags, it shows the connection quality by LEDs, which change in number and in color as before, but they have to be confirmed manually to start the readiness for the server. So they all connect to the Recoil Game Hub, which is modded by the WDS mod. The stock firmware does not assist the UDP, so you have actually to do that to work with our program of the digital flags. I'm now going to shut on the mere client flags. They will switch on, lock directly into the network, and show the quality of the network for a time of 20 seconds. So if you place them and switch them on, you still have the opportunity to move them to a location where you have a better reception of the Wi-Fi signal. So I now can start the game as soon as they're also in the ready mode, either from the dedicated server or from any mobile app of the phones that are attached to the guns. Okay, here you see the SimpleCoil app. I have 3 guns, 3 players that are logged in a 14 game, and I'm now going to start the game. Okay, you see one flag went out. This is a battery problem which I have to solve. You have to have a certain voltage to assist the ESP8266, and sometimes if the batteries are too low, because I'm using rechargeables, it could be a problem. So I'm now going to start the game with the guns. Every 15 seconds the score will be displayed on all flags, which means the points are taken and set into relation to the max points, and also to the amount of 10 LEDs. And you have, it's a percentage of points of total, and they are being displayed. So the party with the most points is the highest, then comes the second, then the third. Perhaps it will become more visible when I just put one color to each flag. You see, green is leading here, blue is second, and red is third. This is by the amount of flags which are activated. As more blue flags are now activated than green ones, the blue will overtake the green team. You will see now that it's still lower, that it's equal, and in a couple of seconds the blue will be higher than the green team, so that every team watching the flags can see who is in the lead. Now you see that blue has reached the highest score, and all flags get the information that the game has ended, and also the game on the SimpleCoil app ended with that. So one feature of the SimpleCoil app is also that we have the possibility to reset all the flags via UDP, which means you do not have to run around and set up the flags, but you can still do it with one click. And hope it works now. If I press manage flags, they should all go into the ready state again. And I guess the problem is that the last three, they do not have the actual firmware. I think I forgot to put it on there to also pay respect to the reset command. Joining lobby again. Okay, let's start game. I guess the game was ended before, not when we reached the points, which were preset, but we reached the limit of the game, which was about 2 minutes, and again here I think I set it to 2 minutes. So games normally take a longer time. This was just for testing, and yeah, but that's how it works. We do optimize that in the run, and there are also a lot of ideas of other games to be set up, like setting up a base flag and using capture the flag by shooting at the flag and then porting it to the own base flag and logging in the foreign flag and something like that. But I guess it's now a good thing with the internet, not the internet, but the Wi-Fi connection, to have all flags running in the same network and be able to set up the flags via the network and also to reset them, that you don't have to run around the complete battlefield to set them up again and do all the adjustments manually. So I'm looking forward to test them in the field, and it would be interesting to have some feedback on that. If you have any suggestions, just leave us a notice. Thanks.